When you think of a cafeteria, you probably think back to those days in high school or elementary when you would wait in line in the cafeteria for your food and then sit and eat with your friends. Job Corps is kind of like that, except you don't normally have the option of bringing a bag lunch. When a trainee first comes to Job Corps, they might think the cafeteria food is some of the best food they've ever had. I thought something just like that at first, but after a while you come to realize just how mistaken you were. When I first came to Job Corps for breakfast, they normally served scrambled eggs, either bacon or sausage, sometimes potatoes cooked a certain way, usually either waffles, pancakes, or French toast, and sometimes they had pastries with breakfast, like a Danish or a bagel. For lunch, they would usually serve something different each day, but often something good, like pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, or something else. For dinner, they would usually serve rice and some sort of meat, as well as some vegetables or some other different meat. Now let's compare how it was to how it is now, or at least very recently. A lot has changed for the worse since I first came to Job Corps, but it probably wasn't all that great in the first place. After eating the same old things over and over again, pretty much everyone gets tired of the food at Job Corps. Not to mention the menu has changed somewhat since I first arrived at Job Corps. When I first arrived, what was served at lunch and breakfast was pretty much acceptable. Dinner has always pretty much been rice and meat, except on occasion. Sometimes they had something else, but it still pretty much is that way. After a while though, they would start serving cheaper food at lunch and breakfast that most trainees don't like. For breakfast, this includes boiled eggs, rice, and less pastries. For lunch, this includes more rice, as well as other cheaper menu items. The problem with the cafeteria is not only the fact that the selection of food has gotten cheaper and less delicious, but also that even when I arrived, most of the food had already been lacking in other ways. Since the cafeteria cooks in mass quantities, it is not uncommon to find most of the food is undercooked. What is especially concerning is how undercooked the meat often is. During the morning, the sausages and sometimes the bacon will be so undercooked that they'll still look like they're raw. Even the eggs sometimes look like they're undercooked, and this is very hard to do since they don't even normally use real eggs. Since Job Corps is to cook for several hundred people, they normally use the same kind of eggs as fast food places do. Fast food places and Job Corps both use a fake processed kind of liquid egg that comes in a carton, like an old-fashioned style milk carton. Getting back to the topic of food being undercooked, sometimes lunch and dinner is so undercooked that many people become sick to their stomachs and even puke it back up, which is a very serious health concern that has not been addressed. It would be much better if the cafeteria actually cooked more recipe meals than just cooking a bunch of side dishes and calling it a meal. What really concerns me is the fact that the cooks in the cafeteria probably don't even know all of what is in the meals, as they do not provide an ingredient list or nutritional value chart of the meals they cook. They definitely should be providing this, as some people have food allergies, and some trainees at Job Corps have even gone into shock because they did not know what was in the food and ate something that they were allergic to. Another thing about the cafeteria is that the cafeteria is thousands of feet away, and every time you want to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you have to walk all the way from the dorms over there. And then once you're over there, you have to wait in line, unless you want to wait about 10 or 15 minutes from when it started so the lines are shorter. Breakfast is an exception though to this because you actually have to be there earlier in order for the lines to be shorter, since no one likes waking up early. The problem with waiting in line for lunch or dinner is that this teaches you that for lunch or dinner, it is better to be the opposite of punctual, which being punctual is actually what Job Corps is supposed to be trying to teach you. Because no one really wants to wait in line, so why would you go right when everyone else is? Also, the fact that the cafeteria is so far away, and the fact that you have to wait in line, discourages those of us who can afford to buy cheap noodles like ramen from even going all 3 meals, especially dinner, since pretty much all they ever serve is rice and meat. So either way, no matter what we eat, we're pretty much malnourished when it comes to dinner. What I really miss is back in the day when I could just go less than 100 feet away to the kitchen and cook myself something to eat. Regarding the committee for the cafeteria, there is a food committee. Unfortunately, they do not seem to do much, as not much seems to change for the better around here. There's even a suggestion box in the cafeteria for suggesting changes. Sometimes they work for minor things. Like when I requested raisins, they provided raisins at lunch from then on. But I mostly meant for this to change for breakfast because I like having raisins in my oatmeal. I wasn't very specific enough, apparently. Unfortunately, my request to have more cheese-based meals and have cheese in the salad bar has gone unanswered, and ever since then they've even served less things with cheese. I mean, I understand cheese is expensive, but hey, could add just a little more cheese. All in all, the cafeteria isn't the worst place, but it's not the best either. Just some information you might find interesting. This vlog was recorded on June 8, 2015, which was when I had my second summer break from Job Corps. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press like. If you'd like to see more in the future, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.